Hello and good afternoon. Welcome to our session of Creative Corner. I know it's been a while since we've seen each other, but today we're going to start up our series of drawing both in person and virtually. So we'll go ahead and go over the supplies we'll need for today, as well as what we'll be doing today, and then we'll go into the demo and then call it a day. Alright everyone, so for today we are going to be working with Monoprints, inspired by some of Andy Warhol's work. This class is featured on Creative Bug, which I will put the link directly to the class into the description of this video. But this is what we'll attempt to be doing today. So we have some nice botanical flowers, roses in the middle, some leaves, and additional decorations. So in order to do this, what we'll need is some watercolor paper, acrylic sheet. If you ask for a supply kit, you'll receive this acrylic sheet and some watercolor paper. The only additional thing that you'll need to provide, tape is optional, but I also do have this calligraphy pen, and I will be using the nibs, which are the pointed ends for the calligraphy pen. And then of course, we also have some ink. You can use India ink, regular writer's ink. Today we're going to be using traditional Chinese ink, and this will also be in your supply kit too as well. So ink, watercolor paper, and an acrylic sheet. With that, let's go ahead and get started with today's session. One of the things that you'll have to do, you can either come into the library and print stuff off, or you can do it at home. But you can Google search, image search, whatever search engine you would prefer, images, illustrations, more specifically, of botanicals. So this one is just a stock image of the image I showed you previously with the flowers in the middle, the leaves and whatnot. The second thing you'll have to do, is get your acrylic sheets. So I have my acrylic sheet. I tape down the image onto the sheet so that way it stays nice and stable, doesn't move around. But the other thing you'll have to do is get your watercolor paper. Kind of decide where you want to situate your image, if you want it right directly in the center, off-centered, however you would like to do it. But I'm going to try to center my image as much as possible, because that's the way I like my art. The great thing about this is you can flip your image around. Try your best to center it. And then I have my painter's tape. And this is where the tape really comes in handy. Because what we'll do is tape down just one part, one side, doesn't matter which side. Because what we'll do is create a little hinge action. And I brought with me my personal bottle of ink with me too as well. This is Dr. Phil Martin's matte black ink. But when you flip your hinge, you want to make sure that you crease your tape too as well, so that way it stays in place. And you can also get your fingernail, something solid, just to push down the tape a little bit more. And all you have to do is, you can also get a toothpick for this, but get your calligraphy pen, dip it into the ink. Then you gotta kind of smooth out your surface. And once you smooth out your surface and you lift it up, the image should transfer from your acrylic sheet onto your watercolor paper. So then all we'll have to do is just complete the rest of the image. So let's go ahead and speed up this process and continue. So we are done with transferring the image from the acrylic sheet onto the watercolor page. And then all we'll have to do is go ahead and take off the tape. You can also do this with other types of images. You don't have to choose botanicals. It's just the easiest to do, especially if it's an illustration. But what you can do after you've completed your image, you can go back in and clean up your lines a little bit. It is up to you how you would like to style this too as well. You don't necessarily have to follow your image exactly. Nice little guide to completing your image. And then you can also stylize it too. So let me show you this one. So compared to the original image, I went in and added these lines to make it more stylistic. And then I also, if you're interested, totally unprepared, but if you want to, you can also add some watercolors to it too as well. So I added some pinks, blues, yellows, and then it's, like I said, it's up to you how you would like to stylize it. And the great thing about it is once you have your image set how you want to, what you could do is tape your outline for your paper, and you can just hash this out, make multiple copies. You can give them as gifts. It's really great to just quickly do some, and then, like I said, just give them out. Mass produce it, and then stylize it however you want to. Black and white, color, it is up to you. Today we went ahead and worked on some monoprints. We went over everything that we all need. If you aren't able to attend the in-person session that we had today, we'll have some supply kits available starting on Monday. So you'll just have to go to our supply request form, ask for those supplies, and then we'll send it to you. But make sure to follow us on our social media platforms. We have everything, Facebook to Instagram, TikTok, and so much more. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call, and I hope to see you next time.